Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and next to me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
Wow, what was that? You were like praising.
I'm drinking. This is a rare occurrence.
Yeah, you sent me a message that was like, "It's summertime. Get some drinks."
I was like, I'm feeling a little bit sassy. I want some mixed drinks.
Yeah, it's a hot girl summer, baby.
Yeah. Let's do it up. To continue this hot girl summer, we are joined by hosts of...
It's my sister.
I know what I said, and I stand by what I mean. Today we are joined by hosts of the Pop Capsule podcast, Evan and Mallory. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Thank you for
It's hot girl
us.
summertime. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Woo!
That's right. Let's take off our clothes.
Woo!
That's for the
And
that's the
that was that kind of
Patreon.
party.
Yeah,
That's the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
This is not a visual medium, is it? We're good?
Yeah, no, we're good.
I mean, visually it's a medium, but
Not for the people.
Wow, that was good.
I'm on
The alcohol's unlocking the
alcohol. Where have you been all my life?
Thank you both for joining us. Mallory, you've obviously been on before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Years ago at this point, actually.
Oh God.
Yes. Speaking of visual mediums, famously bringing illustrations to a podcast.
Oh
You
yeah.
did, yes. You brought illustrations the last time you were here, which was very fun to have to audio
Describe.
transcribe. Yeah.
I think the Jake and Michael in the morning is a shirt that you can buy on our merch store now.
I think it is.
What?
Yeah.
Where's my cat?
It's in the mail.
Yeah. But Evan, you're joining us for the very first time.
I know. I'm very excited.
So I got to ask the obligatory question. Tell me all the comics you know so I can see if you're a real nerd.
I am going to fail this. So that's great. That's really good. I would say like a comic book movie person.
Yeah,
And that's about
definitely.
it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
have
what
gone
were-
to the library to peruse the comic books. I have read some of the I couldn't name them, but I've read some of the Batman
Sure.
series.
Yeah.
Long Halloween. Is that one?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
I've
good
read
one.
that one. I know that one. And I've read a lot of X-Men comics, which I know is not DC, so wrong place.
X
but
not
that's
going to
about
give it to you here.
Well, no, and technically X won't
Give anything to anybody.
anymore.
Yeah, no, he
No.
gave it to himself.
X has gave it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X got it.
Oh. Oh no.
And now X marks the spot.
Oh,
Way too soon.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
He's
Oh.
X DMX. So then in terms of the movies and that, do you remember what was your first exposure to superheroes or something like that? Was it a particular movie? Was it, I'm trying to figure out based on your age, because I know you're younger than I. Was it did you see Batman and Robin? Did it change your life?
Yes. I don't know if it changed my life, but I definitely did see Batman and Robin. I remember being very confused because I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And
You're
I
right.
had an older sibling who's 8 years older than me, and he was like, "It's garbage," and I was like, "I don't agree."
Yeah. Well, I think you're on the right side of history there.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're drawing a very specific line right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool party.
That's amazing.
I need to ask a question. Are you guys recording all of this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good, because I hadn't on my thing to record, and I was nervous.
No,
Oh, God.
all
I
good.
gave up trying to make these quality a long time ago.
I mean, maybe. Well, let's cut that bit out.
Well, I thought it was
Just had
evident,
to ask.
by the words coming out of my mouth.
You thought it was evident?
Yeah.
Yeah, but our listens keep going up. We keep getting more listeners.
Must be doing something right.
It's just mom keeps playing it on repeat. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Just the end of Docmus over and over again.
Wait, my mom is Robbie's just this guy.
Robbie's just this mom.
Oh, my God.
Oh God. So then for this episode and for this month, Richard has been picking comic books for us to read and
Ew.
talk about. And for this week,
Yucky.
then you guys also were given the comic to read. So Evan, as someone that only kind of bombs in for a couple of the big ones or just for
Yeah.
X-Men or stuff like that, Was this your first time reading a Martian Manhunter comic?
I have never heard of the man who hunts Martians.
Oh wow!
What a man
what
hunting
an
Martian.
introduction.
And this was very interesting because I was like, okay, like Martian Manhunter is going to be some wild adventure and it's going to be a crazy time. And it was definitely a time. It was an experience.
That's so funny.
Definitely. What a terrible introduction to Martian Manhunter.
Well, but also, I mean, Mallory, I know you know who Martian Manhunter is, but is this the first like thing of any substance that you like read or took in with him in it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've mentioned it before where he kind of gets left out of a lot of the like kind of movies and TV stuff. He always just seems to be like the last one cut from things.
Yeah.
So basically anything I know about,
like me on the middle school basketball team.
as if he were the last one.
I was
gonna say,
the
you're
last cut.
instantly.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, whatever we're doing, it's
No,
not
my buddy
him.
Hootan made it, and I didn't make it.
Tough cut.
Hootan.
Yeah.
I mean, with a name
Shout
like
out
that.
to Utan.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically anything I know about Martian Manhunter, I've learned from your podcast.
Oh wow! Yeah,
So
we're educational.
We're pretty informative.
See, mom.
For the people.
Yeah. So then, we've given up the goat here. We're talking about Martian Manhunter.
Specifically, issue number 24.
Yeah. It's Martian Manhunter Volume 2, number 24.
Yeah.
Do you, Mallory and Evan, want to give like the brief synopsis of what happens in this story?
Oh, I'd love to hear Mallory give this.
okay. I did try and write out some like points because I was like, they're probably gonna try and ask us to describe it. Which
You've already prepared 1,000 times more than we have.
Oh yeah.
So it opens with Blue Beetle and Booster Gold basically revealing that they've taken Martian Manhunter's cookies.
Yes.
And so
Not
of
just
course
his
you're-
cookies.
his chocos.
Yeah, his chocos. Yeah.
His
That's also
chocos.
not a figure of speech. They've literally taken his cookies.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
would
that's
assume
right.
that cookies is a stand-in for something. It is not
It is not.
actual cookies.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, we took them. He's not gonna be able to find them. And so you're reading it, you're like, okay, whatever.
The stakes are low.
The stakes are low. Everyone around them is kind of being like, that's a bad idea. Like Guy Gardner's there. There's a woman in blue.
That's Ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Ice
is
is there?
right on the nose for the outfit too. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Makes it easy to remember.
Oh yeah.
So they're all warning that this is a bad idea. And then when Martian Manhunter finds out that the Chocos are gone, he starts like just going on this like rampage. He's like going downtown. He's smashing cars. He's smashing buildings. He's basically just doing like, is he always kind of hulkish or is this just like a
No,
weird
not at all.
Okay.
Just really in this issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Martian
Every time
Manhunter.
that I've ever
Martian
seen
Manhunter
Martian
is a
Manhunter.
shapeshifter, so he can
Okay.
take different forms.
Yeah.
But in this particular one, they are like riffing on the Hulk,
Yes.
and making him like this big,
Okay.
giant, angry baby.
Even talking like the Hulk.
Okay.
I've seen Martian Manhunter as like one of the end pieces in Justice League things
Yes.
before, animated series. I'm like, okay, like, and there's a green guy over there, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's never been this big, and I was kind of like, is this a different guy?
right. Yeah.
But how many Martian Manhunters can there be?
I mean,
So surprisingly a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, there's more Martians than you would expect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am familiar with Marvin. And
Yeah, I was going to say there's Marvin.
I actually think there is a very good Martian Manhunter and Marvin the Martian crossover comic from when
Really?
they did a Looney Tunes DC crossover.
Well, that makes so much
series.
sense. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
They do like a high school exchange or something. Like,
Well, they made a bunch of crossover. They also made like a Sylvester and Tweety meet Catwoman and Black Canary.
Oh, that's
like they
cute.
did a bunch of those.
Captain Carrot and Bugs Bunny.
Oh, I don't know if they did that or not. They should have though. They
yeah.
did Batman and Elmer Fudd, and Elmer Fudd was
That's
just
a
like
great
He was
book.
just like a psychopath,
That's
like
an
prowling the streets.
It's an incredible book.
Yeah. At any rate, sorry. Keep going. They've taken his Chocos. He's gone crazy.
Yeah.
he's gone wild. And so Blue Beetle and Booster Gold say that like they're trying to lure him to where they've stored all the Chocos to calm him back down. They're like, we have to do it before Mr. Lord comes back, who I'm guessing is Maxwell Lord,
It is.
That's
Look
right.
at you.
Look at wow.
the
So condescending.
president, sorority mom of the JLA.
Yeah, he
House
was.
mom.
He was
House
for a
mom?
bit. He was sort of like their administrator, their PR guy.
Sorry.
He was like their UN
His what?
liaison.
Yeah.
God damn it, Super
it
Todd.
me?
Is it Todd?
Did you say something about administrator of the Justice League?
Oh, Jesus. The power of Jimmy Olsen compels you.
Goodbye.
Fucking Super Todd.
Well, speaking of him being a UN rep, one of my like favorite little cuts is where he's clearly in this very important meeting with someone from the UN who's like, we're evaluating our relationship with you. And then Blue Beetle and Booster Gold fly by the window,
So good.
followed by a Martian Manhunter who smashes out all the windows.
Yeah.
It's a great moment.
Yeah, that moment's pretty funny too. Yeah, especially because Maxwell Lord is using his like mind control power
Yeah.
to try and get them on side, and he talks about how his nose is just bleeding a little bit, and that's what's happening. And then as more stuff happens at the window and the windows blow out, there's just a giant gush comes out his nose because he has to strain so hard.
It's very funny.
Yeah,
So they finally get him to where all these Chocos are. He gets his cookies. He's like calming down, and then the comic just kind of takes a left turn.
It's a PSA turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an after school special turn.
Mhm.
Exactly. It goes from being this like, oh boy, somebody stole his cookies to like the devastating power of addiction in
yeah,
like 2 pages.
yeah. Because
Yeah, it's a real heavy twist.
Yeah. And so Max Lord's like trying to talk to him about how these Chocos interact with his Martian chemistry, and Martian Manhunter's basically trying to like separate the addiction from his body and like squeezes it out of him, and it's this like venom looking.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
kind of like a symbiote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it tries to like move towards other people and like show what they're craving or what they're addicted to, which
Yeah.
are some strange choices.
Some
Who
of them-
craves baby seals?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say some of them are like deep-seated, like Guy Gardner
yeah.
just wanting his mom or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, for Ice, like nothing else has gone wrong in her life. She's like, I could really go for a baby seal.
Yeah.
Like,
The way that she describes the baby seal being prepared,
yeah,
you can't tell me that doesn't sound at least a little good.
I mean, it does.
He does. Yeah.
Like it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
You can't falter.
Wonder Woman. Oh God, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
To that because I was ready to talk about that.
We were so close to another pussy eating joke.
The last 2 weeks of comics have somehow had pussy eating jokes in them. And I'm not
These
quite,
last 2 weeks also been when Richard has been picking the comics.
yes. And
I
we,
picked this week too.
but we got close this
so
episode
close.
because the addiction symbiote gets Maxwell Lord and he says, I want Superman to run my errands. I want Batman to respect me. I want Wonder Woman 2. I want Wonder Woman 2. I want Wonder Woman 2. And then you never hear like what it is, but I think we all know.
Yeah.
We can all figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it kind of ends after all of this with Martian Manhunter basically like dissolving the addiction out of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just zaps it.
Yeah, he
Thanks.
uses his Martian vision on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He thanks Blue Beetle and Booster Gold for saving him from himself, which is like thanking Bart Simpson, like Principal Skinner thanking Bart Simpson for mooning him. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you thanking him? They made this worse.
Yeah.
And then at the end, their takeaway lessons that I got were there's nothing wrong with Chocos, just say no to cookies, and different things can prove addictive for different people, which feels like a weird assortment of morals to cram into 16 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also that this story probably wasn't actually true either, which I loved
Yeah, there's like a piece in there
at the very end.
at the very end where you're not in the timeline of the story anymore.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman is saying to Martian Manhunter, I was kind of around back then. I don't
Yeah.
remember that happening. And he goes, well, it was mostly true.
Yeah, well, the point was it was a good story. That's basically what he said, and I was like, yeah, that's right. Lying's dope.
Yeah, Martian
It's like-
Manhunter Martian Manhunter pulls a big fish.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, because I didn't know enough. I was like, is this some sort of like multiverse crisis? What's canon? What's not canon? But no, he's just
No.
being a-
No, he's just lying. He's like, drugs are bad, but lying's fucking rad, kids.
Lying about why drugs are bad is totally cool.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
fine.
That was the point of all those dare campaigns, right? Get
That's
off
what
drugs,
I was
start
trying to get
lying
I
across.
instead.
dare you to eat some chocos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the outline of it. Evan, Mallory, Richard, what are the pieces of this story that you liked a lot?
Yeah.
Or ones the pieces where you were like, I don't know, I'll get the next one.
Yeah. Evan, somebody who's like really almost never touched comics. What was your thoughts?
I really thought it was interesting when they were like, "Hey, let's just tempt the attic." Like I was like, "Does this need to be in?" They're like, "Let's just put
Right.
the cookie right in front of Martian Manhunter."
Yeah.
Like, you can do that without this, right? And it takes like 4 panels for him to be like snapping it up with his looks like a lizard tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
that's right. In the middle of the intervention, Maxwell Lord just goes like,
Oh yeah. You
and
don't
if
think
you
you're
just
addicted?
if you just sub that out for heroin, it'd be like,
Yeah.
that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, look, you have a drinking problem, and I'm gonna pour you a drink right now.
Yeah.
What-
We're
You
gonna
tell me
see
how it
if you
goes.
have a drinking problem.
we should figure out if I have a drinking problem.
I mean, hey,
Chop chop.
I mean, the problem is that you don't seem to have a drink anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That is definitely a problem.
That's my drinking problem.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's definitely a weird part of that comic, but that also kind of tracks with Maxwell Lord, where he's like, he maybe doesn't care how he gets the point across.
Yes.
He's just sort of does it.
Yeah, exactly.
This might be a weird point. Evan and I were talking about this before, and maybe just because we don't read a lot of comics. We thought it was going to be longer.
We definitely thought it was going to be longer.
Yeah, this is a single issue. So especially if you're used to reading trades, I mean, this is just one issue that you would get sort of like week to week for a lot of comics or maybe month to month. But yeah, you're just reading one single issue. So
Right.
especially if you're not like following a series as it's going along, you're probably more used to reading a trade. So you're getting like a collection of like 12 to like more like books.
Yeah, like
Well-
Long Halloween is like 8 to 12 issues
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Ish, something like that, right?
Well, the last comic I actually read was Watchmen, so I was ready
Yeah.
for like War and
Yeah.
Peace. And
Well,
we got, I was like,
yeah.
oh, we're done. What?
Watchmen is 12 came out as 12 issues, but they were
Yeah.
also bigger issues.
Yeah, they're like doubles. Like
they were like 30 page or something instead of the
Yeah.
22 or
Yeah.
whatever. So, yeah, I mean, compared to those things, yes, this is very, very short, very bite size, like a delicious little bite sized cookie.
you got
Yeah, like a
what, you
little
got one?
choco.
Yeah,
You got a Choco on you? Was that why?
Okay, I will say, I think I might be Martian because I've never opened a package of Oreos and then just let that stand.
Well, yeah, I do believe that your theory is that whatever the container food comes in is this single serving.
That's the serving size. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
when
want-
people put serving sizes of like 3 cookies, who is that for?
yeah, I would
Who
call
are they
that
lying
I
to?
would call that a disserving size.
Is this why all of your bowls have just collected dust? You just haven't used a plate in 30 years? You just keep eating food. The cereal box, you just open the bag and pour in the milk.
I'm not one to promote waste, but if you really want me to consider different things as serving, they should be packaged inside the package.
Oh wow! So you're looking for single-use plastic to like, be increased a bit.
Doesn't have to be that. But I just mean like it's not like they tie off every 3 Oreos with like twine or something. Then I'd be like, oh, like little package. That's a serving. But when you just open the thing and they're all just loose in there, then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah, but
that.
what about when the package is resealable?
I've
The
never
best-
done that. I've
The
never
best
tested
part-
it. That's a myth.
The best part of the resealable packages is because it's
That
only
you never
part
have
of
to
it.
that you never have to use the
That they're,
reseal.
that they're a lie? Yeah.
No, because it's only a small part of it that actually opens. So you eat the cookies in the part you can't see, and you leave them in the small hole that you can see. So
Mhm.
people open it up and think there's a full thing and don't realize that you've eaten half a
So
package of Oreos
lying is
already.
fine. Lying is fine is the thing we're getting.
That's
Lying
what
is-
the book told
I
us.
will
Lying
say
is
I
fine.
have often opened packages of cookies or candy that claim to be resealable, but I've opened them in such a way so as to damage the resealable part.
Does this run in the family? Because all of the boxes in our pantry look like a small family of raccoons opened them.
Is that what's behind
Is that
you?
what's
Was that a
happening
serving
behind you
size or
here?
something? That was a bag of Oreos. Yeah, sorry.
You seem to be,
Mallory's
in a,
just like,
you seem to
"Ah!"
be in a room made of boxes right now.
Just a
When
fort,
we
clearly.
moved here, we had a lot of cardboard, and it hasn't all made it to the
When-
recycle.
When did
So
you
we-
move there?
A year and a half.
It's never leaving. It's never going to the recycling.
So I
We
just
call this our
record-
couch now.
I just record in the cardboard room.
That's so funny.
That's
God.
amazing.
Richard, is there a part of this book that you really enjoyed or didn't enjoy?
I love this whole fucking book.
Yeah.
I love this book so much. I was not expecting to love this book so much.
Do you, when you pick this, you just
Yeah.
pick it because of the cover, that cover of Martian Manhunter sitting on the throne of Chocos?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, incredible. I mean, we've always talked about the Choco thing, and I didn't really think it was that prevalent. But I mean, and this might just be this one book that's really that sort of where they really like go all into it.
It was definitely like it was like a thing in that old Justice League International series, which is the era that this one takes place in. It was a thing that Martian Manhunter liked and was kind of addicted to Chocos, and then they sort of just revisit it for this series.
But I loved it. I love how fun it was. I love the like him turning into Hulk, even talking like Hulk.
Right.
Like,
me want cookie.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Like even the big like word, the action word stuff was all very Hulk X, or even like the Max.
Oh God, the Max.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of. And so I loved that. And though they did turn it into like a school special thing at the end, they did it in a kind of funny way. And so for me, it was more of like playing on it. Like it wasn't that fucking like Green Arrow thing. Like it felt it didn't feel so heavy handed. It was just like. Because at the end of the day, it didn't even take itself that seriously at the very end of it. Like, it was very much like, I mean, whatever. It was a story. Like, it sounded good, didn't it? Like, I liked that piece of it.
Yeah, we never saw Martian Manhunter, like, melting a Choco down in a spoon over a candle.
Sucking Batman's dick to get another Choco.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, was Martian Manhunter the guy from the Fire Fest video?
Yeah.
Just-
I mean, I was ready to get those packs of Chocos that we needed.
Any way we can.
Me.
Are you
40
saying that
years
you
into my career?
Are you saying you sucked a dick to get those Chocos? Like, we all did a lot of
I
things.
didn't suck a dick for chocolates.
Yeah.
Let's just say I'm a shapeshifter.
Let's just say I'm full of Chocos.
Oh no. Oh God. I know we've talked about it before on the show, but that Firefest guy, I mean, like, you have that in the chamber. That is not a backup plan.
Yeah. When that's like the like boom, you shoot that out, like that's not even your last resort.
And if he doesn't have any, I'll suck his dick. It's not like you need like at least 4 steps in between. I think.
It's like begging
more backup
money,
plans.
like
money. I'll threaten his life.
Yeah.
I'll do.
This is very funny.
It's a quick jump.
Yeah. He was ready.
One thing I liked that I wanted to ask, I liked the repeat of the panel where Booster Gold and Blue Beetle just say, "We're going to get yelled at again, aren't we?"
Yeah.
Big
Yes.
time. Do they always have this kind of like Tibble twin from Arthur energy to them?
Totally.
Yeah,
especially
they're,
around this time period.
Yeah, they're sort of like the lovable prankster scamps of that era of Justice League.
Though, like, we were having a discussion the other day. It was like, oh, like, what was like their biggest prank? And we're like,
it might be this.
It might be this. They don't actually do that big of a prank. They really like them like. Most
was
of it's
more
just like,
about them,
we
like,
stole this,
or them tittering over women, like,
Yeah.
oh, look at her. Like, they're like schoolboys.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the interaction where Booster's flying Beetle away and he calls him fat or says he's starting to get heavier.
Yeah.
And immediately Beetle gets defensive, like, I am not getting fat again and do not think about putting me down.
Yeah.
So funny.
Like, you have crossed the line in friendship. You take that back.
I also love the idea that Booster Gold he's got the Legion flight ring.
Yes,
That's how he flies. So it's like it's an alloy that defies gravity, but apparently it has a weight limit.
Yeah.
But you're too fat for it, Beetle.
Yeah, and the weight limit is just 2 humans.
Yeah.
Like Booster would fly around and rescue people from buildings and stuff like that, but then he's carrying Blue Beetle. He goes, I don't know, we might not make it.
Like you alone with the ring couldn't get off the ground then.
Fuck you, man.
It's all right.
Full of
You can build a plane out of all these boxes I've got saved up.
I would look like Elton John with a bunch of rings just to get myself off the
Rocket Man.
Yeah, oh, there it is. That's where they got the name.
I I really like this
Yeah.
story. I even really like how it does the like weird right turn into like relatively serious intervention.
Yeah.
Like even though the book is still kind of silly, I like that thing. Like my favorite Monty Python sketch is the Hungarian phrase book, and I like that one because halfway through the sketch, you think the sketch is just that the phrase book is just naughty phrases. And then halfway through the sketch, they cut to the trial of the guy that wrote the phrase book.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing I really love about that. And that's kind of how I feel about this book, where it was like, man, it's already funny that Martian Manhunter is like addicted to Chocos and we're doing this
But then
thing.
they actually have they're like,
And
oh,
then they
no.
do a full intervention
He's
and everyone
addicted.
has like an emotional breakdown as the thing attaches to them. I was like, that's fucking amazing.
It's very funny. I was not. Have you ever read this book before?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes. Years
awesome.
ago, but it was fun to revisit.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten some details. I had forgotten that we get this close to Maxwell Lord saying he wants to fuck Wonder Woman.
Oh.
He was right on the edge.
Yeah, it was there. If this was written by a different writer, looking at you, Azarello,
Oh, fuck.
it would have been there.
Yeah. I'm going to eat you like those Chocos.
Jesus.
One of the only guys that we don't see what the craving he has is Batman. And so you two are the experts. What would Batman crave? If the
I don't
symbiote got him?
know. I don't know. Seeing a movie with his folks.
Another birthday with them.
Be like,
Yeah.
I just want to go see F9
Oh, my God. With mom and dad.
with my family.
That's gonna be like the in the like Wayne story in like 30 years from now. Like that's gonna be on the like mezzanine. Like,
Oh, right. Because they always time shift.
it's like The
them.
Simpsons, where suddenly now they're like 90s
Right.
parents.
So
Yeah.
instead of seeing the Mark of Zorro, it'd be like, and one night they were leaving League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
And the Waynes got shot in Crime Alley.
They just gotten out of Cats.
Yeah. They
The butthole cut.
they just saw Triple X.
yeah. Oh my God.
And
That's a great movie.
And now Bruce Wayne has to live for this shit.
That's awesome. Well, that was the book.
This was a very fun book. Should we give a rating? for this
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Like 1 to 5 capes. What would you rate this book? And would this inspire you to read more Martian Manhunter?
Let's start with you, Evan.
I'm going to give it 3 capes out of
Nice.
5. And I do
Solid.
want to see more of Martian Manhunter because this was so different from any time I've seen him as like a supporting player in
Right,
any
totally.
of the animated series. Like, this is weird. There's some depth. I like this. So I'm down to read more Martian Manhunter.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Mallory?
I will give it 3.5 capes just to one up.
Come on.
Ooh, I
Price is Right
appreciate
rules.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
betting
You win.
$1 more.
Right.
Come on down.
I would read more. I think it's hard to sometimes be able, as someone who's not into comics,
Yeah.
to pick out the kind of like more ridiculous and funny storylines. That appeals to me more than the like super serious or the really
Totally.
big like continuity ones where they're trying to like explain a lot of information.
Right.
So if there was a way to just like, if the superpower could be to like cherry pick these kinds of comics, I would read more of those.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you should definitely read the Justice League International then. That's basically that entire series was like this
Fun.
The
tone.
Bwahaha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you. Wow.
An expert.
My work here's done.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
overhearing you and your fucking dad like blah 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 every time your family's together, I bet she's absorbed something.
Actually, I hazard a guess that she's probably absorbed more than my dad has.
Really, you think?
I think so.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, I loved this book. It's Martian Manhunter is a character that I always contextualize as like, oh, the one who's like as powerful as Superman, but doesn't really get to the opportunity to like be a main character that
Right.
often, and like has a really like dark, brooding sort of backstory and stuff like that.
Right.
I didn't really get this, and I think that's why the juxtaposition is even more effective for me.
Right.
Is that like I'm seeing him as in contrast to what I'm used to seeing him with this completely different context, right? So I'm gonna give this a 4 cape.
Yeah.
I love this, and I know that this is not probably like, I mean, this isn't really like any other Martian Manhunter really ever get.
Yeah. I mean, this is arguably about as funny as that character gets.
Yeah. So it's great. It makes me want to read more of that Justice League, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think I would give this 4 out of 5 capes, and the reason that I'm docking it is the audacity of the book to say Chocos don't do anything to humans, but it affects your Martian physiology. Like no one's ever been addicted to refined sugar or eaten a pack of Oreos all at once.
Why are you
Fuck
shaking?
you, book. Don't you judge me.
Why are you shaking?
The author has never heard of shame eating before.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
concepts familiar with.
Yeah. I had 3 days off from work. I just ate a bunch of cookies and watched like Drag Race.
I had the healthiest roommate in university, and then he would get hammered and come home and with a box of the Sobeys cookies, like the full containers, and they would be gone by morning. And he'd be like, "I don't know why I'm not losing weight like I should be." And we were all like, "Who knows, man?"
That's incredible.
I had a friend in university who almost had like the opposite metabolism. He was like a long distance runner, like a marathon runner, but he only ate fast food.
What?
Like he wouldn't make any. What he said one time, he ate a salad before a marathon. It was his worst time. Like
Really?
he had trained his body to like metabolize the shit and just like use it for good.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, how do I get that body?
He made me join like a race for charity one time. That was like a McDonald's 5-miler where you ran 2.5 miles to a McDonald's, ate a full Big Mac meal, and then ran 2.5 miles back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've heard of those before. Those sound awful.
It was really bad.
Jeez.
It was bad.
And it's bad because it not only makes you run, but it ruins the joy of getting McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the best part of the race.
Yeah. You sat down and had a full meal before.
Let's just say the first 2.5 miles went a lot faster for me.
That's very funny. Because it's both a commentary on the way you felt after eating McDonald's and also the encouragement you had to get to McDonald's.
Yeah, when I finish this 2.5 miles, I get McDonald's.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into all the questions we have.
We got lots of questions about Martian Manhunter and Chocos and just silly stuff. So
Hell yeah. All right. Well, then let's start with Twitter.
Twitter.
Wow. Did you have to read your notes on how to do it?
Did you not read the notes and see that there was one from Facebook?
No. When I looked this morning, there was none from Facebook.
It was there.
It was not.
Leave all
He
this
deleted
in.
it.
Well, now those questions don't get answered.
Wow.
We're starting with Twitter.
Sorry, Dan Dunn.
Yep. You're just Dan Dunn.
Wow.
First question comes from so much like so passive aggressive. First question comes from Braydon. Yes, the donkey rises. First question asks, did John Jones ever remarry or ever try dating again after the death of his family?
So have either of you ever heard the origin of the Martian Manhunter before?
Oh, I have
No.
not.
It's weird and convoluted, but the short version is that the entire Martian race is wiped out in a plague of psychic fire.
Naturally.
That burns
Okay.
that burns them body and mind. And the only reason he survives is that there's a scientist on Earth named Dr. Erdell who's trying to just send like a radio message to Mars, and he messes it up, and he makes a teleport beam, and it teleports John not only to Earth but also forward like 300 years in the future. So by the time he's on Earth, his race has been dead for hundreds of years.
Is that the sexy version of that doctor?
God.
Is he normally Dr. Urkel?
No, yeah, Stefan Erdell.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the origin of Martian Manhunter. So not only is his entire race gone, but he has a wife and a child who die in fire.
Oh God.
Yeah, that wouldn't
Wow.
traumatize somebody.
Yeah. So Martian Manhunter's weakness is fire, as you
I
might
feel
know.
like
As it
Chocos
should
are
be.
like the least of his problems
Yeah.
here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he lost his family. Let him eat Chocos.
let him eat Chocos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Does he ever remarry or try dating
Yeah.
again? So he's had a couple of romances. The key ones are there's a character called Scorch who had fire powers, who they kind of had a romance, and she was like training him to like get over his like psychological weakness to fire. Except that it accidentally unleashed like a fire demon inside him.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he became this burning Martian called Furnace.
Furnace?
Yeah.
Not the best name I've
Yeah.
ever heard, but okay.
I was gonna
I mean-
say.
Welcome to comic books.
Do you think that if Scorpion was a therapist, he'd be like, get over it?
Yes.
Like
It'll be
like
$150.
like if he was like a roommate and like his roommate got in like a breakup and he's like, get over her.
Or if he was like a cop doing a routine traffic stop, he would say, pull over it.
Pull over here.
Jesus Christ. The other big romance that he had was Hawk Girl, and that's like in a relatively recent run of Justice League. Hawk Girl and Martian Manhunter had a thing, and they even meet their son from like a different dimension, like a possible future, who's half Martian and half like Hawk.
Whoa.
Yeah. Is this like when they talk about mermaids and they're like, is it like fish bottom, human top, or human top fish? Like, which half is the hawk? Which half is the Martian?
Yeah, I mean, he gets the benefit of having shape-shifting powers, so he could decide that. Okay. But
he doesn't have like one of those weird bird penises.
I mean, I don't know. They don't really show it. A, because it's a comic book, and B, because he's a child.
Okay, but why don't they show it?
Jesus Christ.
As a shapeshifter, shouldn't he be really successful at dating? He can just look however the hell he wants.
I think that's just it, though. I think he just doesn't. I don't think it's that he can't. Like, what, you think Martian Manhunter can't pull game?
Martian Manhunter pulls if he wants to.
I'm going to go out Martian Manhunting tonight at the club.
I mean, that'd be amazing. Yeah. But also, is that like misleading? To pretend you look like somebody else?
Well, I mean, that's a question that does come up in that Steve Orlando Martian Manhunter series. Yeah. He's been posing as Detective John Jones, which is his like
the guy
human disguise. But that was a real detective who died and he took his identity. And when his detective partner, Diane Mead, finds out, it's like this huge betrayal. There's not even a romance there. They're just like platonic friends and detective partners, but it's a massive betrayal. She's like, wait a minute, how many years have you not been John Jones? But you've been this guy pretending to be him?
Because also, can he just turn it? Does he have to see somebody to turn into somebody? Like, can he just make up a guy, or does he have to see somebody?
He could make something up too, but
that seems like it would be really challenging to like get the like very specific details of like the way a person can look.
Well, except that in that case, I mean, he both sees Detective John Jones and he's also psychic and telepathic, so he can like absorb their memories and stuff. Like he can really take on their identity, which I guess would make him. See, now that's now I feel gross about it dating. Maybe it's better if he doesn't date.
Yeah,
he could be the most successful catfish of all time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Is it catfishing though if they do look the way that they
is that
like
just called
say
sexual
that
assault?
Do? Yeah. If the disguise is that convincing, is it really catfishing?
No. You look exactly like your picture, but you're not that guy.
yeah. What a weird twist.
Yeah, that's something else and something we don't like.
Yeah. Odd. Thank you for that, Richard.
Hey, this is what I'm here for. Ruining everybody's day.
Jesus Christ.
Let's move on to the next question from Rick to the E, who asks, I was unaware of the Martha Manhunter thing before watching the Snyder Cut, but as soon as her eyes turned red, I knew exactly what was happening. Would the official DCEU benefit from his inclusion?
So, have either of you seen the Snyder Cut?
I have not blocked out 4 hours yet.
I have not. My husband watched it over the course of several days, but I did listen to the How Did This Get Made? Analysis of the Snyder Cut, which was almost as long.
Yeah.
It was like 3 hours.
Well, between them and the Blank Check Boys,
yeah. Just wait till the action boys do it.
It'd be like a 6-hour episode.
Yeah.
So slight spoilers for the Snyder Cut. Martian Manhunter makes an appearance,
a very brief one. Two brief ones.
There's a scene where Martha Kent and Lois Lane are talking,
which is in the original movie,
which is part of the movie. Yeah. But then the thing they twisted that they added for this cut is that she leaves the apartment, her eyes glow red, and transforms into Martian Manhunter, played by Harry Lennox, who then transforms into Harry Lennox's character from those other movies, who's General Swanwick. And then And basically, the idea is just that Martian Manhunter has decided that Lois is important to the world and important to Superman, is trying to just pull her out of her grief. And then at the end of the movie as well, Martian Manhunter shows up and talks to Batman a little bit. Do we think that the DC movies, would benefit from having a Martian Manhunter in there?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want to see a Martian Manhunter, either a Martian Manhunter movie or a movie in which he was like more than a cameo?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am full on. Like I said before, like I am mainly get my comic book stuff from movies. I watch any comic book character you turn into a movie.
Right.
Anything where it's like, this is a superhero. We're going to do 2 hours. Sure. Sold. Sign me up. I'll watch it. I don't care.
Right.
So like Martian Manhunter, he could do some cool stuff. Sold.
I think the shape-shifting thing too would play out really well on screen more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that just kind of naturally lends itself to them.
Yes, I mean, we've talked about it a lot before, because I think we've at different times both pitched an idea for a Martian Manhunter movie.
100%. Yeah.
But it's, especially if they give him like the detective thing too.
Because he can be both Batman and Superman. I mean, like,
essentially. Yeah.
He's got the like torrid history. He's got
torrid. What was he doing?
You don't want to know. He has this dark past, and he has like this detective side. Plus, he's got all the abilities of Superman. Like, and with a planet that's just like, he's both characters. Like,
yeah, I mean, I would love to see him in there. I think people generally probably wouldn't be like coming out in droves for a Martian Manhunter solo movie. I hope I'm wrong, but I figured they wouldn't. But it'd be neat to see him in a movie teamed with a character that made
if it was good enough. I think that like it's a Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I don't know how many people came out for Guardians of the Galaxy, but once they realized it was great, everybody went out.
That's a fair point.
Have you folks talked casting for that before?
I mean, in this particular case, he's been cast, but the beauty with Martian Manhunter is that he's a shapeshifter. You could make him anyone. Like, if Harry Lennox had like a scheduling conflict, then you'd be like, oh, he'll just change how he looks.
Ideally, a sexy black man.
Yeah, I think the general consensus now in comics and in other media is when Martian Manhunter is in human form, he's a cool black guy.
Yeah.
I think that's the general consensus.
I would say so.
It didn't used to be, obviously, in the 60s. A Martian can't be black. They could be green, but come on.
No one's gonna buy this.
I want Idris Elba. I mean, always.
I mean, Idris Elba's already in the DCEU, though. He's playing Bloodsport.
Yeah, no one's
Suicide
ever
Squad.
been two characters.
Not in one continuity.
Yeah, why not?
My thought is
Shapeshifter.
Did you ever watch How to Get Away with Murder?
Yes.
With Viola Davis? That
one? Yeah. Billy Brown, the guy that plays her like love interest.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, or the guy from the Watchmen TV series.
I actually think I was going to say Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, yeah. He's too intense, though. Like,
I think he's got too much dad energy.
Sorry, the guy from Watchmen, Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Yeah.
He's Black Manta. You're double dipping.
I want to double dip with this guy.
Oh, come on.
Who am I kidding? I can't take one dip.
Yeah, short version, I do think he should be in there.
Yeah.
At the very least, if they make another Justice League movie, really bring him in.
Yeah.
But it'd be neat to see him teamed up with another character like Green Lantern or even Batman or something like that. It'd be good. It'd be cool for a Batman movie to break out of the mold of just like one guy and the city and be like, no, for this movie, you're teamed up with like a crazy powerful alien who's also a detective. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, let's move on. Next question comes from our favorite religious representative,
Chris Chan.
That's right, the one and only, who asks, what other DC equivalent junk food brands are there?
Oh, right.
So we've got Chocos, which are essentially Oreos.
Chocos were called Oreos initially.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it's a trademark issue.
Like, we're promoting your fucking brand. Like,
yeah. So they changed it to Chocos. I believe Chocos. Yeah, and then the singular is Choco.
Yes.
Yeah. Other brands in DC, they have a soft drink called Soda Cola.
Soda
Cola.
I will make some soda.
Yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's based in like one of the Carolinas or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure it's served as a front in Resurrection Man for this top secret government facility. It was located inside the Soda Cola plant.
Wow.
And then there's also Big Belly Burger, which is
yes,
a version of whatever, Burger King, McDonald's.
Yeah, but it's sort of got its own thing, right? Because it's like, isn't it like Hawaiian
or kind of like, or it's sort of like Checkers or something like that. Yeah. But I can't think of too many other like fake brands in DC.
Yeah, they don't have like a Snickers or anything, like a regular sort of snack foodie kind of things like that.
No, but I will tell a little fun story. So sometimes, and they used to do this all the time back in the 60s and 70s, but sometimes still now for ads in the comics,
you have
they'll do like a little like 6 or 9 panel story and it's a Snickers ad. And it'll be like, you know, Black Adam is destroying something. They give him a Snickers and he says Shazam and he turns back into whoever, right?
Yes,
and they do the ad. My dad would like be reading comics and wouldn't catch on that it was a Snickers ad until like the last panel. And he was like, did I miss a page? Like, what the fuck is happening here? Because he'd be reading and then it's also formatted with panels and stuff. So he'd be like, who the fuck are these people? Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, your dad's hilarious.
Yeah.
Our dad is a very smart man, but I can 100% see him do that. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, because his thing is like, why would you have an ad look like panels if the book looks like panels? Pick a lane. Like that would...
Oh, your dad having a very staunch opinion about the way things should be done.
Strict set of rules.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like him at all.
Anti-native advertising.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's very against it.
That's very funny. So yeah, it's probably.
I think those are the big 3. You got Chocos in place of Oreos, Big Belly Burger as a fast food chain, and Soda Cola.
Yeah.
I think those are the big 3.
That's awesome. All right, moving on. Next question comes from the Multiverse of Marvel podcast. Is that another podcast or is that just specifically Marvel?
Oh, I don't know. Take a pick.
I actually have an issue with multiverses.
Yeah. There's only one reality, damn it.
The Multiverse of Marvel podcast asks, where did the Choco loving thing come from?
It comes from that Justice League International series.
Yeah.
I think the first issue that it happens is like issue 8 or something. It's the first time Martian Manhunter has a Choco, and you see him kind of go like, "Oh,
really?"
It's like something kind of happens to him there, and it becomes
got his first fix. Yeah,
becomes a running gag. Yeah,
first one's free.
Yeah, and then in the next issue, you see him sucking a dick.
Always chasing that high. You never get back up there.
Yeah. He's chasing that dragon, the Choco dragon.
Yeah, I saw him like crumbling it up and like snorting it through like a straw.
Yeah. He probably graduated to the double stuffed Chocos.
Oh yeah, that's when it's a really big problem. That's really where the issue comes from. No. Single Chocos are fine, but they're a gateway cookie.
Sorry, are we still considering Chocos to be heroin? Because heroin's more than a gateway drug. If heroin's the gateway, then what is the rest?
Pot.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
I figure I've been safe here with heroin this whole time. What do you mean?
Golden brown, texture like sun.
Good to know. There it comes from.
But yeah, I think it comes from Justice League International, like number 8 or something like that. But that's where it started, is in that fun series. So it makes sense that in an issue going back to it, you just make it full in that era.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from Twitter over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram. Take some questions and answer them. Yeah, following last episode, the rule is you are allowed to scat at any point where it feels good in your soul while we're on the Instagram questions.
Yeah.
Any point?
Wait, hang on. Sorry. I know, Mallory, you went to the same high school that I went to. Evan, you went to that high school as well.
Oh my God.
Were you ever in any of like the music groups, the vocal or anything?
Not.
So you never were given the opportunity to scat poorly in front of your parents?
I was never afforded the chance, but I found my own opportunities.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
I had to
very
make them myself.
So do you?
How enterprising of you.
Do either of you remember the musical groups doing the scatting? Because this blows my mind.
I remember watching Reed's concerts when that happened. By the time I got there, I think they kind of realized it was a bad choice and phased it out. I remember when you were in a ska band at a concert. You were called Lobster Bisque.
Lobster Bisque,
right.
Yeah. I wasn't scatting there though. I was just dressed like Elroy and
no, they
still were like
Elwood, not Elroy. Elwood.
Yeah, from the Jetsons.
Yeah. They Elroy. Scooby boop boop boop.
They took a bit of a turn when I was there. Like, we didn't do scatting. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have the band and the choir perform together, and we did like a Rodgers and Hammerstein mix, like with Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, my God. I remember that. Actually.
And then we took a hard turn to musicals.
And then the school took a hard turn to musicals. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because when I was there, it was like, well, everyone gets a solo at some point, and the solo is scatting, so go for it.
Squibby-dibby-dibby-dibby, pick it up.
Yes.
All right.
So stupid.
First question comes from the most interesting resident.
Ooh, Delgado Andrew.
Yeah, you can't. It's not fair when you look. I want you to have your eyes closed.
Why?
Andrew asks, how deeply has the Martian life equation that Darkseid observed been explored? What?
I just love how insanely inside baseball this question is.
I knew 3 of those words.
Yeah. Also, did Martians have any other supernatural or magic things going on? They seem pretty ritualistic on the Supergirl TV show.
Right. There's a few things in here.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen the Snyder Cut, but have you heard or read anything about the anti-life equation before?
Yes.
No.
So anti-life equation comes from a thing in DC called the New Gods, and the idea is that it's a mathematical proof that life is pointless, and if this equation were to be harnessed and released, it would rob the people of the universe of their free will, essentially.
Basically, if you hear it, then you just go, well, life's pointless, and then you become a slave.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, that sounds like every equation that I heard in high school.
Sounds like math.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, life is pointless.
It was the Pythagorean theorem the whole time.
Invisible numbers, just take me.
So the anti-life equation is the thing that Darkseid, the DC's big bad. That's the thing he's always after. If he can get the anti-life equation, he can enslave all of reality.
Yeah.
But he gets the idea that thing is out there by actually first encountering the life equation, which is the mathematical proof that life is worth living, and he encounters it on Mars. Centuries ago, apparently the Martians sort of live by this code that is essentially the life equation.
So sorry, you're telling me he found life on Mars?
Oh my
life
God.
on Mars.
I mean, yes.
Nice.
So yeah, he discovers the life equation, and then he goes, there must be an opposite to this, and then that becomes his defining characteristic that he's always.
But I also love that the opposite of life is anti-life.
Yeah,
not the death equation.
Well, because the anti-life equation doesn't kill you.
Yes,
but it's just the
opposite of life. Yeah,
essentially the idea is that you aren't really living if someone else is fully controlling you.
Yeah,
right. So it is technically anti-life as opposed to unlife,
yes.
Right?
Or death as we would normally call it.
Well, yeah, or undeath.
Oh,
which is its own thing. Yeah,
double plus undeath.
Yeah, undeath, the
That's
opposite
platinum.
of death.
Because undeath is the Black Lanterns.
Yes,
right. So Darkseid sees that. I think it only comes up in one issue. It's an offhand thing that later, it was never originally part of it, but they wrote it in. They made it part of Martians. They do have gods, though. We have Olympian gods and Norse gods and Hindu gods and stuff like that. Yeah. Martians had gods too. Their big one, his name is Hranmir. He's the god of art and fire and war and stuff like that. So they called
he
that.
He really got first pick of all the cool stuff.
He gets 7 things, and it's all pretty good.
And then I'm over here just the god of stamps. I got there too late in the line.
Yeah. Mars was famous for its postal service. They're a race of telepaths. What are you doing?
I just like the feeling of the paper in my hand.
They're a race of telepaths, and they can shapeshift into things. The one thing they don't have a need for is delivery.
There's some fucking hipster Martian who's just like, I just want the experience.
Yeah,
It'll be worth money one day.
yeah. I got a record player. Yeah. So Hranmir is like their main god. That plague of fire that kills Martian Manhunter's family is called Hranmir's curse.
Oh no.
But Hranmir is like a real god that exists. He gave Shazam part of his powers one time.
Oh. So he's not just a Martian god? Or?
He is just a Martian god, but at one point Shazam's powers go on the fritz, and he needs new gods to give him portions of their powers.
We already have new gods.
And so the H, instead of being Hercules,
yes,
it gets replaced with Hranmir. So he gets fire powers for a little bit because he gets the power of Hranmir.
Good thing he got that version. He got the god version of Hercules, not the one before he had given his life to Meg. But anyways.
Wow, the Disney one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Best Disney movie.
Or the Kevin Sorbo one.
Oh no.
Disappointed.
Oh, no.
So good. All right. Let's keep it going.
Let's do it.
Next question comes from K Cross 202
For life.
For life. Wow, we haven't done that in forever.
It's been a minute.
Wow, I forgot what it was.
Do you know what else it's been a while since? Squibbity.
I thought you were gonna say since I've gone and fuck things up again.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna do. It's been a while.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The candle lights your face.
It's been a wiggy wow.
We're gonna scat. Yeah.
Nickel scat. I love it.
KCross202 asks, how did Martian Manhunter get his name?
You should see this guy at the bar, man.
Absolute Manhunter.
I want to put this out to the room. I want 3 good guesses about where he got his name. Evan, Mallory, Richard.
It was the first draft of the Nelly Furtado song. He's a manhunter, make it work hard, sick of fire, and just something. Yeah.
On his home planet, he did his own version of the show Man Tracker, but they didn't have rights to it, so he was Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, the Martians didn't have rights to the show. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Richard.
Yeah, he actually used to get naked and do that show. They would drop him somewhere in the middle of nowhere. He would have to hunt for his own food.
Right, yeah. He would hunt men.
Yeah.
The most dangerous game. Yeah. I mean, it's actually Evan is the closest.
Yes.
Is that John Johns is a cop on Mars, and they call their cops manhunters.
A cop on Mars.
They call their cops manhunters. In his early appearances, he shows up as the Manhunter from Mars. Manhunter was also like a slang term in real life for detective or something like that. So it tied into like all those aspects of his character. But the Manhunters as like occupation on Mars were so like famously good at their jobs that the Guardians of the Universe called their robots Manhunters. Like the predecessors to the Green Lanterns are Manhunter robots, and they named them after the Manhunters of Mars.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go. Evan was right. He was basically like a tracker and a cop and like a lawman.
So like a really good guy.
Yeah. All cops are bad except Martians.
Yeah. Then they're
the
fine.
Martian cops, they're the best at being them.
Yeah. The Martian cops are the good apples.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're green. It's nice.
Hey.
All right, let's move on to the next question from Robbie's Just Reed's mom.
Oh, what a twist after all this time.
I know. It makes so much sense.
Mom?
Really have to question all those DMs I got from them, though. What?
How dare you?
Bold.
Get her name out your mouth.
I'll get her name out my
Jesus Christ.
There's no room for her name. I got her dad's giant dick in my mouth.
Sorry.
We're both here.
But also, you're getting the raw end of this deal.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Come on.
Purely raw.
Gotta get those chocos somehow.
They're going to listen to this. Both their children are on this.
Yeah, and now they know the truth. Robbie's just
This is why they don't support the things I do.
I mean, is that the reason?
Well, it's because the things I do are pretty
Yeah, it's
bad.
the quality of them.
They're bad. They're not well done. Yeah.
Robbie's just this guy asks what them Martian parts do.
Speaking of,
has Martian Manhunter tried mating with a white Martian? I haven't read enough of his comics, but it feels like racism is holding back that whole repopulating the dead planet thing.
yeah. So he's a green Martian. There are white Martians, but they're generally like hostile and violent, and you learn that there's a whole thing back on Mars between the green and the white Martians.
Yeah. Even though they look the same, it's just the color of their skin.
Is it though? I love the premise of this question though, which is just, if you can fuck, don't you have a duty to fuck? Like you're going to ever repopulate the planet?
It's the second question we've got about this, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, here's my question. At what point are there so few of your species left that you feel that the burden of responsibility is off your shoulders, that you don't have to like fuck your species back into existence?
I would say if within 10 years, if you don't fuck, your population won't be able to grow back, then it feels like it.
Well, but what I'm saying is his whole race got wiped out in fight. There's like, let's say 100 white Martians.
Well, then it's his duty.
That's such a small population. I don't think you could bring back water buffalo if there's only 100 of them left.
Wow, not with that attitude.
From a science,
yeah, I mean you've been out there fucking a lot of water buffalo. You care
That's
a
how
lot
you make
about
new
them.
ones, right?
From a science perspective, these are going to be some inbred Martians after a few
Yeah,
goes.
it's true.
Like they're going to have arms coming out of their ears and sisters coming out of their teeth. Like it's just it's going to be a bad time.
Yeah, they're going to be like Habsburg Martians.
Light green.
Oh, yeah.
You have to keep them out of the light. They just like
Right, yeah. To me, he should. This is not a responsibility of his.
I 100% think it is.
It shouldn't be up to him.
It is fully his responsibility. It's his duty.
But do you want to see that depicted in a comic?
Oh, in
Did you-
graphic detail.
I
You
like
don't need
that
to-
the comic the asker was like, "Hey, I haven't gotten to the part where he fucks a lot yet. Is that coming?"
Because I don't know if I want to keep reading this.
Yeah, I want to know my investment. Like, how much farther do I gotta get?
Is he and it coming soon?
Jesus.
Does this exist for comic books the way it exists for movies? Like how there's websites that like tell you at what point in a movie that somebody like takes their top off or something?
I don't know,
Does
but
this
I need to
exist
find
for
out.
comics too? Like
Oh, yeah, there probably is.
I only know, does the dog die? I didn't realize there was a website just to know where people take off their tops.
Mr. Skin, man.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. I've been promoting Mr. Skin for free for years.
I didn't even realize that's what that actually was. I thought it was just an actual porn site. It's not a like.
No, Mr. Skin.
Not a
tells
specific niche.
It just tells you where the nudity is in movies.
Doesn't even show you those scenes.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I've never been on there. I just know about it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
The first question though is what them Martian parts do. He is a shapeshifter. He can replicate any.
What does a Martian part have?
Well, but okay. So in that Steve Orlando series, there is actually a scene where you see he and his wife doing it, but because they're Martians and they're shapeshifters, and Steve even described it this way when he was on the show. It's drawn to look like a taffy machine. Like it's just like shapes and stuff. Like it's not like the way humans do it. It's like they meld together and they're kind of just one amorphous shape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's how Martians would do with each other. Can answer that. But he could also he can get down with hot girl or whatever.
Do you think it's less enjoyable that way then? Because it's like, well, I'm not doing the taffy thing.
Maybe. I mean, it's probably less of a holistic experience. I think you have to imagine that there's something telepathic also going on when it's another Martian.
He's like, I guess that's just fucking for him. Like when he's with another Martian, it's like making love.
Yeah. This raises the question of, do Martians have just fucking, or do they only have deep emotional connection, making love.
Yeah. You see how they're slightly less close than they normally are? They're just fucking this time. Yeah.
It's just two spheres doing this. just
bumping into each other.
Just one turns into a circle, the other one turns into a pole, and just is like
Jesus Christ.
The logistics of this are like that Silicon Valley episode where they're doing the math equation on how many dicks you can jack off.
Yeah. The measurement we need is dick to floor.
Yeah. No,
we can hot swap them in.
It's all about angles. It's all about angles.
Yeah, they have to go tip to tip, and then you're doing
such a good
two
episode.
at a time with each hand. Yeah. Okay. I feel like we answered that question.
I actually think maybe technically we didn't, but I'm done with it.
Fair. All right. Well, let's leave Instagram and head over to Reddit. Or no, Doxcord.
Oh God.
Oh shit. Go. Doxcord now.
Wait.
Now.
Wait.
Go. Oh my God.
Dogs in the scored essay.
That's the laziest one you've ever done.
We gave you some before this started.
I know.
Nah, I couldn't use those. They were given to me.
Yeah,
I have integrity.
So you did this?
I have integrity and dignity. That's why I did what I just did.
Where did you come out higher in this? With what we would have given you or what you did?
Yeah.
Docs in the scored essay.
Yeah. I almost again went not with like an upbeat song. It almost went, ducks unscored.
Again, not a classic rock song.
I'm on fire? Sure it is.
No, I wouldn't consider that.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. Now that we're at the Doxcord, let's go to the first question from Bruno, who asks, would the right pronoun for Martian Manhunter be they instead of him? Shapeshifters are, by nature, fluid. Add to the fact that Martians mostly commune with each other by thought, and one could assume the body, male, female, or as other as we know it, wouldn't be as important as a factor of attraction or desirability. Did they just say, yeah, sure, call me John, and look, I have a male body, so as to fit into a society that at the time would not understand such a notion as gender fluidity, seeing as they arrived on Earth mid-20th century?
I didn't know you had people submitting theses for questions.
I want to read more.
I think the premise is relatively sound, but my counter would be that John identifies as male, so you just do that.
My counter is, shut up, nerd.
Isn't the answer for any pronoun question to ask them?
Yes.
But he is onto some. Again, that most recent Martian Manhunter series showed, you see Martian Manhunter's kid, whose name is Kim, and is just like a little like blob, like a little bean, kind of like floating. And then there's like a ceremony when they come of age where they pick their form.
Yeah.
What will be like your usual default setting. You're just sort of a blob until then. And that book also sets up that Martians when they discovered that there was sentient life on Earth, like back when they were cavemen and that, they kind of got like anthromania, like on Mars. They were like obsessed with them, which was why a lot of Martians choose to have like the Cro-Magnon kind of forehead.
Wow.
It's why they choose to look the way Martian Manhunter does.
Oh wow!
It's because they
were
were
like the hot new form release.
Yeah, it was like a fad, like a trend kind of thing. They were obsessed with the look of humans.
Wow!
So
new body just dropped.
Yeah, new body just dropped.
Wow! So that's why they're like humanoid.
And I think you can make that argument that probably like pervaded the whole culture to the point where they were like, hey, like they got two like genders dead. I mean, like now, it's all open back up again as they've seen that like humans are discovering that too, right?
Yeah.
And accepting that now. But like I think you can make the argument that they're observing humans and then taking on those things, and they go like, well, okay, well, I'm going to pick a form. And in the case of John, he literally lands on Earth and he goes, I better fucking fit in.
Wow.
So I think that part of Bruno's thing is right, that I think there's a little bit of that there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next question from my favorite name, Mullet Overlord.
I mean, my God.
So good. Who asks, what is the actual nature of a reasoning behind his weakness to fire? Because I've alternately seen it as a physical reaction and a PTSD trigger in different media.
Right. I mean, fire is a pretty big weakness to have. It's the thing that is at almost every emergency that a superhero gets called to. And I think part of that too is because he's so overpowered.
Yeah.
He has all of Superman's powers basically at basically Superman's level.
Yeah.
Plus, he's the most powerful telepathic. He's telekinetic. He can go intangible. He can go invisible. He can shapeshift. He can camouflage. He's like a wildly, outrageously powerful character.
Yeah.
So giving him like a very prevalent weakness feels like you're evening the things out.
Fair.
Is there like a certain degree of fire that he can't take? Like if a building's on fire, he can't go into it? Or can you just like wave a match in front of his face and he's like, ah?
Right. I mean, it's a good question. I mean, certainly the bigger the fire, the harder it is for him to push through it. There's definitely a thing though where he is physically weakened by fire. Like he'll faint. It'll be like Superman with kryptonite, kind of thing. But he's also like psychologically, like emotionally weak against fire. Like the candle thing is interesting because like if it's a moment where he's actually just like being introspective or something and someone brings out a birthday candle, he might kind of go like, oh, like,
oh God, the flashes of his family.
Yeah, get flashes like the PTSD sort of thing. That might happen. If it was heat of battle and then one guy lit one candle, I don't think that would do it.
Somebody's got it in their back pocket, like just in case.
Yeah.
They just have one of those trick birthday ones that won't go out.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Just in a circle around him. Yeah.
Okay, we put John over there. He's not going to bother us.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so sad.
Especially because he could fly, but then like can't emotionally do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the reasoning is because it's connected to the plague of fire that kills his race.
Yes.
But they are already predisposed to be weak to fire, which is why that's so devastating to them.
Yeah.
And there was a comic, I don't know if this is still canon or not, but there was a comic that said that they used to be this race of like burning Martians. They were always on fire and they craved like the psychic distress of like species in peril. So they would like go out into the cosmos and like cause harm because that was the only way they could mate and stuff like that. And then the Guardians of the Universe, the Green Lantern bosses, put like a mental block in their heads and said, no, you're actually afraid of fire. And so they gave the Martians that issue with fire to stop them from being the crazy fire race. That was that whole furnace story, is that Martian Manhunter gets that unlocked. He becomes the burning Martian again.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that's kind of where it comes from.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
God, so many of these questions came back to how Martians fuck.
Yep. That's the true fire.
Ooh.
Oh, the fire burns.
Yes.
Ooh,
in the Martian loins.
I'm on fire.
Scored. Next question comes from Flying Fox 1089, who asks, does a crime syndicate version of Martian Manhunter exist? And is he still as strong or stronger than Ultraman?
So, Evan, someone who's seen a bunch of movies, have you ever like dived into like the DC animated movies? Because they've got a ton and a lot of them are really good.
I have seen whatever ones would be on like Netflix, because it was usually a good like it was usually a good hangover movie, was to throw on a DC animated movie and be like, this is good. Superheroes. I know Batman and Superman. This is great.
Have you ever seen one called Crisis on Two Earths?
Yes, I have.
So in that story, they encounter the crime syndicate, who are evil versions of them from a parallel Earth. Ultraman, Superwoman, Johnny Quick, Power Ring.
Yeah.
There is, or there have been in different versions, there have been versions of the Martian Manhunter from that Earth. I think in that movie you see him, but he doesn't really have a line. And I think he's just called the Martian.
Oh, okay.
In other versions, you learn that the crime syndicate wiped out Martians.
Jesus.
But yes, I think you can say safely, generally speaking, because it's a parallel Earth, it's not just that things are different on Earth, it's that they're different all through the universe. So there must be also a parallel Mars, and therefore some version of a Martian Manhunter. I don't, this new Crime Syndicate series, I haven't seen Martian Manhunter show up yet. So I don't know what like the new version of that Earth looks like. But I think it's safe to assume that somewhere out there, yes, there is one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And is he still as strong or stronger than Ultraman?
Well, that's tough. I think Ultraman would probably still beat his ass. Because the thing that also kind of holds Superman back a little bit is that he's Superman.
He's being a
when you make Ultraman evil, then it's like he'll fight dirty. He'll do it like he'll be the guy that's like, I bought a bunch of fucking candles, you fucking Martian.
Yeah,
you're fucking bad.
Like he would do that kind of shit.
Yeah,
like in Injustice, in the comics that sort of tied into that game. Superman kills Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter like shapeshifts into Wonder Woman, like crawls in through her eyes and stuff. And he starts like choking her organs. And Superman just like hits her with all of his heat vision and burns him out of her.
Jesus.
And kills him. So I think you can apply that principle. An evil Superman beat Martian Manhunter there. I think you can apply that.
Transitive property. It'll happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ipso facto.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next question from Butt Fart Butt, who asks, Zib Zop Zoobity Boobity Bop Doobity Doobity Poop Beep Peep Beep Scoop Skadow.
I can't believe they wrote all that.
It's here. That's what they wrote. How exactly does Martian Manhunter's heat vision work? Since he's a shapeshifter, does it actually have to come from his eyes?
I don't like that question.
The fire in the loins.
I just thought it's just coming straight out of the balls.
Oh.
I don't know. That's what I thought of.
Heat balls.
Some heat from his undercarriage. Jeez.
Oh, God.
Since he's
Wait, Evan, did you call them heat balls?
I did.
Oh,
I did, and I
geez.
stand by it.
Jeez Louise.
Hot testes, check it and see. We're on to Doc Score. Some questions from me.
The temps are so hot, you killed your spermies.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real
Testes.
problem. Hot testes. Since he's a shapeshifter, does it actually have to come from his eyes? Would it still work for each eye if he shapeshifts into something with more than two eyes? Should I just shut the fuck up and enjoy the whimsy of that is Plastic Man? I just kept that in.
No.
Oh, he wrote that?
He wrote that because he added that to his question last week as well.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Yes, you should just shut the fuck up and enjoy.
I mean, part of it is like at a certain point, it's like it's so easy to poke holes in these things, but especially the idea that like his weakness is fire, but he has heat vision.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, is he just like burns something? Ah!
Yeah. The best explanation I've gotten was that in the most recent, they called it like biothermal vision. So because it's coming
Is that what they called in the Superman TV show, the Superman and Clark and Lois or whatever?
No, they call it something else there, but I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the idea is that because it comes from him, he's a shapeshifter, he's making some sort of like chemical reaction inside him. Because it comes from him, he must be to some degree immune to it.
Weird.
But if like Superman heat visioned him, that would be a problem.
What if he shot something that turned into fire because he burned it? Is that fire?
That fire then could probably hurt him.
Because that
Like
fire's from him.
he misses who he's shooting at.
Yeah.
Lights a forest on fire, and he's gonna be like, "Oh no, I gotta get out of here."
Yeah, I think any secondary fires would hurt him.
Oh, so he's only 1 degree separated. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my take on it.
And then what about the multiple eye thing?
Okay, yeah. So do we think he needs eyes for it to work, or does he just do that maybe because he's been watching Superman?
Oh, interesting.
I think if you can see out of the eyes, they would have heat vision coming out of the eyes. So if the eyes are just like aesthetic, like it's just meant to look like someone, but you don't actually see out of them, then no. But if you legitimately have vision from them,
but also shouldn't you use your eyes for the heat vision because you're looking at your target?
I mean, that definitely makes sense. But sorry, Mallory, you're saying that like the heat vision is like optical. Like if he was blind, he couldn't use it.
Oh,
I guess. I mean, not to double down on like blind
yeah.
superheroes or anything here, but
I guess it's the thing that stops him from just like Megatron turning into like a big cannon and just firing like a big fucking beam.
I just picture heat vision like when you're like, it would be the same kind of intensity as like when you're staring somebody down.
Right.
And then it's just kind of channeling that like direct line of sight.
I think it would be funny for him to do like a 10-eyed man thing, put eyes on the ends of his fingers.
Oh no!
Have a laser show, like.
Oh, God. Or it's
like
just like why is
Christmas?
Yeah,
I like the idea that he can do it from anywhere, and it's just like, why is that hole in your pants? This is like, oh, I got too excited, shot some fire.
It's biothermal.
Yeah,
it's completely natural. Don't worry about it.
He goes to the Martian doctor, and they go, "We just need you to biothermal in this cup for us."
Just comes out, it's just melted.
We have some magazines for you.
Yeah. There better not be any goddamn white Martian magazines in there.
Never gonna get it up then.
Why did we make him racist?
I don't know. It just feels like the right thing for Martians, apparently.
Oh, jeez Louise.
All right, that's the end of our questions for today.
Wow.
But we are not
What a
done.
journey.
We have one more thing left to do. It's time to play everyone's favorite game. Can you guess the name of the character based on how someone who does not read comic books can describe that character to us? If you've never heard of this game, I send a photo of a DC character to my wife who does not read comics, nor does she care for them. She sends back 4 clues describing what she sees. I know what it is. The doctor and our guests do not.
Right.
Are you ready to play?
Hope you threw us a real softball this week. Like
you can guess as many times as you want.
He's a dark, some might say night.
Yeah, you can guess. You can guess every clue, or you can wait for more clues. You can guess multiple times. There's no wrong way to play. Just the potential that you will ultimately be wrong and not get it.
Yeah, there's no wrong answers. Just questions you don't get correct.
Yeah.
All right.
I am well versed in failure. Ready.
Yeah, because you've seen it your whole life.
So that's the family crest.
Yeah.
It's the big white flag.
We are French.
Oh, there it is. Oh, are you French? I wouldn't have noticed based on your dad's social media lately.
Yeah, it's a lot of French content.
He's been really
a lot of French
enjoying
puns lately.
So such bad comedy lately.
Yeah. It's been really
all right. Let's get into the first clue.
All right.
First clue. Must not have a vagina because that skirt is so short we'd all see it. Unless that's the intention of whatever creep drew this.
Yeah, I mean, I can answer that. It's definitely the intention.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Mel Gibson from Braveheart. I don't know if he's in the DC universe, but...
Yeah, DC put a lot of effort into bringing Mel Gibson into their continuity.
Yeah.
That's what we need here.
Yeah, he had a lot of good ideas.
He had a lot of thoughts about white Martians.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Is this Marvin the Martian? Short skirt?
I mean, that would be a good question, but is
technically DC adjacent. Warner Brothers owns the
yeah,
wall,
but not Martian.
Yeah.
Not Marvin the Martian.
I mean, I have thoughts, but is it Supergirl?
No.
Okay. Because she's definitely been drawn, let's say, exploitatively.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next clue?
Okay.
Next clue. X-Men meets Sailor Moon.
Okay. So that's like the look?
I'm not here to tell you that.
X-Men.
That's a crossover I'd love to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see the Tuxedo Mask and Gambit fight. Yeah. He throws the
Keeps calling
rose.
him
He throws the
Martian.
rose, and Gambit throws it back, and it
Oh,
explodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
God. Do either of you have a guess here?
Not even a little.
You said X-Men meets Sailor Moon, and I
That's
just
correct.
pictured Mystique in a tiara. So
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Is it like
Another shapeshifter.
Yeah.
like Mary Marvel?
No.
Or something like that?
No. I like where your head's at, though.
Okay. Interesting. Let's keep going.
Okay. Next clue. Only really helpful if you know part of this, which is related to my favorite DC character.
Your favorite or your wife's favorite?
I'm just reading what it is written.
Can we get a hint as to who her favorite DC character is?
No.
Oh.
Disappointing.
Yeah, this is a tough clue. Well, hang on. Her favorite character.
Yeah.
Who's her favorite character?
You should know this.
Should I?
Yeah.
Has she said it
Oh,
before?
100%.
Is it Shazam?
No.
I'm
Aquaman?
trying to figure out what her favorite character is here.
Yeah.
It's not Aquaman. I'm not that.
I mean, I'm not going to answer this question, but
Okay, has to look kind of like a cross between X-Men and Sailor Moon.
yeah.
The
Really short
short
skirt.
Yeah.
God, who wears a skirt? Oh, this is really tough.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit. I don't know. I don't have a guess right now.
Do you want the final clue?
Yeah, I think we need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The final clue. Is 16 in alien years legal in some states?
Oh,
Oh.
okay. No, hang. Okay, yeah. All right. I know. I know. I should have gotten this sooner, too, frankly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know.
Do we have any clues from the house?
None over here.
Not even slightly.
It's Miss Martian.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Martian Manhunter has a not biological, but a sort of adoptive niece
Yes.
named McGann Maors. She's Miss Martian. She disguises herself as a green Martian, but she's actually a white Martian.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yuck.
Oh, Jesus.
God, not in my comic.
Mel Gibson is furious.
Yeah. Yeah, he's written a lot of letters.
Is it racist if they're white Martians?
Yeah, I mean, the green Martians are the white humans of Mars.
Yeah, but you're allowed. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, because you're allowed to do the voices if they're white Martian.
Yeah, no. Green Martians are the white humans there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Well, that is
Actually,
it.
no, hang on. I've fallen into this trap before, too. That's also not true because they make the green Martians be like, we're so peaceful. The white Martians are savages. And that's not it either. So, no, I've fallen into this trap before. There is no analog between Earth and Mars.
It's good at PR.
Before I get fucking lit up in the comments.
Canceled.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah, I mean, remember to stretch after carrying the weight of both of us on your backs.
Little massage train. Get the shoulders a little loose.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait until we're on your show. You're gonna have your work cut out for you.
Oh, God. 10 years ago.
Yeah. I remember.
10 years ago. That was 1995,
Yeah.
right?
Eisenhower was president.
And soda cost a nickel.
Yeah, tell the people at home about your podcast. Talk
Yes.
about Pop Capsule podcast and where they can find you.
Absolutely. Every Thursday, Evan and I recap the top pop culture moments from 10 and 20 years ago. We cover a lot of movies, music, video games, random assortment of stuff, whatever category Gary Busey and Meatloaf yelling at each other fits into.
My favorite thing so far.
Oh, God. Yeah, let's talk about Meatloaf. Does he have some good ideas about stuff?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
No, he does not.
No, he does not.
What happened? I don't know.
And if you're If you're looking for where to find us, you could find us on Instagram and Twitter at PopCapsulePod, or shoot us an email at popcapsulepodcast@gmail.com.
We talked about this before we were recording, but it's so like disheartening that 10 and 20 years ago firmly puts it still in the 2000s.
Yeah. When I thought of that, I wanted to jump out the window.
Also, I can't wait until like a few months from now when you guys have to come up with like a funny episode for the week of September 11th, 2001.
Already started talking.
We've been talking about this for a while.
What a week for fucking comedy that's gonna be.
What happened this week?
Nothing.
No,
really chill week.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah. We're gonna take a little vacation for no reason in particular.
Yeah.
A bunch of celebrities came in together, I'm sure, and made a video.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what Ja Rule thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh
this is
my
why we're
God.
planning it 6 months out.
That's incredible.
I've been thinking about that basically since you started the podcast. It's like I've been counting down to September 11th, which is the first time I've done that in 20 years.
Well, because all your friends, became pilots that day. So,
Well, no, it's because nothing happened that day. Because jet fuel doesn't burn that hot.
Amateur aviation enthusiasts, but that's okay.
Martian Manhunter was seen in the towers, and we know his weakness is fire, which means the fire was holographic.
Oh my
Open your
God.
eyes, sheeple.
Yeah, it was the realization that we're gonna have to do that episode, and also the realization that our podcast name is PCP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Were like
Those
my
were our
immediate
two.
thoughts.
Which is still, again, we mentioned it on our podcast, still better than our original podcast name and abbreviation would have been. We were thinking of Potty Yaddy Yaddy. We would have just been Poo.
Ooh.
So, still an improvement.
I still think that you need to make shirts that say I'm addicted to PCP.
Yeah.
Great merch idea. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. You should do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
amazing.
makes people have some awkward conversations with family members. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I
love
once
that.
had a guy just offer me ecstasy on the street.
What a
Mallory,
weird-
Mallory, do you remember me telling this story?
No, we have very different friends.
I was going to, brace yourselves, a Real Big Fish concert. And
when a better time to have ecstasy?
Real Big Fish and Streetlight Manifesto.
Oh my
and,
God.
And MXPX.
Wow.
Yeah, weird concert. But we were walking down Queens Quay in Toronto, and I was wearing this shirt, bright, hot pink shirt that says "Real Men Wear Pink" because I was very secure.
Yes.
And this,
you were that guy.
and
yeah,
this
that makes
really
sense.
kind of sketchy looking guy just literally like leaned out of a bush, read my shirt, and went, "Real men do ecstasy."
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, "No, thank you."
Wow, you
That's-
declined that side quest. What a time it could have been.
I know. I needed that like +3 dagger too, but
Wow, that's incredible.
Been you in the bush. You could have inherited that bush.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be like, yeah, everywhere the light touches.
One with the pill, two in the bush. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, that is it for this week. If you would love to send us a question about maybe next week's episode,
Yeah, if you would love to. If you just like to, get the fuck out of here. with that.
I only
You need
care
to
about
want it more.
passion.
We need your devotion.
Yes, be addicted to us.
Yeah, be
Write them into
addicted.
your will.
Be addicted to PCP with us.
Yeah, we are the CHOCOS of your
Yeah,
life.
Chocos, PCP. This is the addictions episode,
That's
baby.
right, baby. Ugh, if you need it even more, you want to talk to us about it, reach out to us through our various social media platforms, such as our Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast.
our Twitter,
At Dr. DC.
our Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast.
our email.
DrDCPodcast@gmail.com.
Come and hang out on our subreddit.
r/Dr_DC.
The doc phone is always open.
208-917-3238.
28917-DCEU
If you're nasty.
Of course, go to our website.
DrDCPodcast.com or .ca.
We're always looking for those 5-star reviews, baby.
Give me reviews.
Yummy.
Also, if you want to send us physical mail,
Yeah.
Send us a physical
get,
mail.
Get physical with us.
send us a physical mail
Oh.
to 301 HOGE Street, Whitehorse, Yukon, Y1A 1V8. And if you want even more content from us, we've got a Patreon.
Patreon.com/DrDC. There's a $1, $5, $7
That's right. Put the pay in Patreon.
All the levels give you access to the Discord, which is our amazing Discord community. It's so much fun there.
It's way better than the songs we make about it.
There's always a ton of stuff happening there. That's a lot of fun. And then at the higher levels, there's extra episodes, there's videos, there's theme polls, there's all sorts of fun stuff.
And if you content sluts want even more, we've got a whole other podcast.
Yeah, Ghostfacers, a Supernatural
Get your
rewatch.
fill.
We're watching every single episode of CW Supernatural. We're talking monster lore, behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
We're thirsting over Sam and Dean.
That's mostly what
we
it is.
just put out at the time of recording
Jesus.
the filthiest episode we've ever recorded.
Yeah, we had a RuPaul's Drag Star on the pod.
Juice box,
The filthiest, filthiest thing we've ever done.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out.
All right, Evan and Mallory, say goodbye.
Later
Bye.
days.
Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
Heroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.